Sup, it's a True Floater, and I'm doing a review on Marvel Legends Spider-Man Beyond, or what is it, Beyond Spider-Man? I don't know. But to put more details on this character, if you're not really familiar with this design, this is Ben Reilly. This was the last time, he was seen as Spider-Man before Marvel decided to ruin his character for the 1000th time. I won't get into that, but this was, this is one of the more cooler Spider-Man designs in the last recent years. This is one of my favorite Spider-Man suits, but they, Hasbro, and I'll get more detail into that later, kind of ruined it with a couple of different, just mistakes that made no sense. They tried some new stuff I don't really like, and they also went back to their old Hasbro ways with the accessories, but, it's a mid purchase for me. Like, I'm still wondering why I even bought it. I was not set on getting any of the figures from the wave at all, but I got this guy for some reason. I may sell him, so if you guys are interested in getting a Spider-Man for pretty much the normal price, because if I do sell him, if you guys are interested, I'll sell it for the normal price. So just hit me up in the comment section if you care, and I'll just, I guess, sell it on eBay. But enough of that. Let's get into the review now. The first thing we get into is the aesthetics of this figure. This body mold is based off, it's using the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, which is a really good Spider-Man body mold. It's definitely one of the best ones we've got in the last couple of years. So already this makes this figure not a bad figure. It's still overall a decent figure. Just the fact that it decided to use that body. So it also has little toe digits, but that's not part of the aesthetics. We'll focus on articulation later. But I mean, I think it has all the bells and whistles. It looks pretty accurate to the actual design. The only problem is that, the patterns is very accurate. So the spider, it's weird, but the artist that draw the suit had like just sometimes it would be in the middle and sometimes it would be more to the side, and there's really no wrong choice for the most part. What is that sound? Y'all may hear it in the video, but I keep hearing it squeaking, and I don't know why. But I'm not the biggest fan of the head sculpt. I get that there were certain depictions of him with those eyes that wide, but there are also other depictions of him having very normal size eyes, and I would have preferred a more normal Spider-Man head sculpt than them trying this out. I'm not the biggest fan of it. If anything, they could, if they wanted to, that would have made more people happy. They could have given just, I don't know, 2 different head sculpts. If they're not going to give a Ben Reilly head sculpt for this version of Spider-Man, you may as well just give a second one that more people would prefer than putting on something that may detach some people from it. And one more one more problem with the aesthetics of this figure is it's black. I don't know why, but the suit, it's blue. It's red and blue. Like there are many pictures of him side to side next to Spider-Man with a blue suit as well. And the weirdest thing, the biggest thing that got people mad when we first saw images of this guy was he had a black suit. It made no sense, and still just really annoys me. It's definitely the worst part of this figure. It just sucks because it's a really good design. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man suits I've seen in the comics in a while, and for them to just ruin it, it's just kind of just unfortunate. But yeah, we're done with the aesthetics. Let's get into the articulation. So if you guys are familiar with the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body mold, there's nothing really new. You guys probably already have a good idea. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, a boot swivel, a thigh swivel, as a diaphragm joint, and an ab crunch, so goes out pretty far. Would have been nice if they could have updated the figure a little, maybe added a double neck joint, a double ball joint in the neck. My bad. That would have been cool, but maybe one step at a time. Butterfly joints, a bicep swivel. No wrist swivel. Well, there is a wrist swivel. I'm sorry. No, I forgot. Whatever. What else? Oh, And the cool thing is why, you know, it is great that they used the Renew Your Vows body mold. It comes with low toe digits, which is always nice to see on a Spider-Man. Very nice. You would like to see that on every Spider-Man, but sometimes you can't get everything you want. So yeah, I mean, there wasn't much. There's nothing new about the articulation. There you go. Very Spider-Man-like. You'll be able to get this guy into a lot of. Let's see if I can get in a pose right now. Bear with me. See if I can be like The Amazing and take something, just immediately make it. Alright. Something slight. Something slight. Yeah. You can get in a very lot of. Yeah, that's a nice little Spider-Man pose. Imagine if he had his thripper. Another one. Yeah, so you definitely would have a lot of fun posing this guy around. So we're going to the next segment. And now we're going to go into the accessories. And this is the main problem I have with most modern Marvel Legend figures. Most just modern Hasbro figures, it seems like, that come out nowadays, is the lack of accessories. And it's already bad for most other Marvel Legend releases. But for a Spider-Man figure, it's even worse. Because it only came with one set of hands, one thrip, like just one thrip hand, and one wall crawling hand. That is easily the biggest sin you can do for a Spider-Man figure. Is do this. Fans have hated this for years. We never like it, and they decided to do it anyway with this. Was the main reason. I mean, multiple people already talked about it when we saw the pictures of this wave, but that was the main reason why I skipped out on the whole wave and didn't really care much to get it. This is why I rarely get Marvel Legends. But having only one pair of hands and they're not even matching for a Spider-Man figure is absolutely the worst thing you can do. It's like just the options are very small. It already sucks enough that there wasn't an extra head sculpt. Maybe if you weren't the biggest fan of this Spider-Man head, you could have switched it out for something a little bit more standard. But no, let's not do that. It's just a big waste. Like there was so much potential that could have been done for this with this version of Spider-Man, with this version of Ben Reilly. It just sucks because the last Ben Reilly Spider-Man they did I would say a phenomenal job. I don't own that figure, so I don't know, but it looked pretty good. So this sucks to see. But that's it on accessories. Now my final thoughts on this figure. Overall, again, if it wasn't already obvious, I'm not the happiest with this figure. I may sell it. If not, I may do a custom. I may try to paint it blue, but that may be hard for this region for my skill. I can do a bit of customs, like I can do some easy paint work, but when it comes to more, you know, complex stuff, that's probably not possible. So again, I may just sell this guy because I'm not really that impressed by this figure. I could care less. Feel like they ruined it. It's just a big meh. It's alright. The only good thing about this is it's on the Renew Your Vows body mold. That is the only good thing about this release. If it wasn't for that, it would be even way worse. Like if it was some older Spider-Man body mold, like it wouldn't even see the light of day. I would like, I'm confident if it wasn't for that, if it was on a different body mold, this figure would not be talked about at all, or no one would even bother picking it up. So yeah, just again, I'm not the biggest fan of the choices they made on this figure. It already sucks that they, you know, the prices for these Marvel Legends are a little overpriced, and then the lack of Spider-Man, you know, the lack of hands. I can kind of forgive that for certain other characters, but for Spider-Man, that's even bigger no. You know, it's just not okay. If I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'm thinking a 6.5, just because the Renew Your Vows body mold. That's mainly it. But at some point, man, like I would love to see them update the Spider-Man body mold again with a double ball joint in the neck. That would be awesome. You see other smaller retailers be able to do the same thing. Marvel Legends can be able to do it more often. I feel like it's plausible. So I will say I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I think a 5 out of 10 is what I'm feeling for this figure. And I would skip out on it. I would just wait for, I don't know, some third party company, not third party, but like maybe Mafex may do, you know, the character justice at some point in the future. They've been doing a lot of Ben Reilly figures. I already have 2 Ben Reilly Mafex figures, so who knows, you may see this guy in Mafex form. But yeah, 5 out of 10 for me. So yeah.